Tonight on the Northwestern News Report, a divisive vote. Evanston City Council narrowly passing the Envision Evanston 2045 plan.
Plus, mail theft increases in the winter. How you can keep your packages safe.
And turning back the clock, Graphonics presses rewind in their latest show.
All that and more tonight on the Northwestern News Report.
It's your news
right now.
Good evening and welcome to the Northwestern News Report. I'm Marcella Gunnell.
And I'm Sylvie Slotkin. We begin tonight with a major decision at City Hall. Evanston City Council has officially adopted Envision Evanston 2045 by a narrow 5-4 margin Monday night. The comprehensive plan lays out housing and zoning visions for the next 20 years in the city, among other aspects like transportation, recreation, and environmental sustainability. The vote follows over a year of deliberations among council members, the most controversial topic being housing and zoning changes, with some council members hoping that higher density zoning will make housing more affordable in Evanston and bring back business.
I really believe that if we can't revitalize our downtown and restore vibrancy and fill the empty storefronts, our budget doesn't work.
But some members of the community alleging that the push for higher density housing would instead cause gentrification and that they were not given meaningful input throughout the drafting process.
Making an already dense and attractive neighborhood more dense is only going to make it more expensive. We've seen it happen in Logan Square, we've seen it happen in Wrigleyville, we've seen it happen in Wicker Park. Bucktown used to be affordable.
City Council will now work to draft new zoning permits, officially setting the plan in motion. And NNN's Philip Lamb is here with us in the studio to break it all down. Philip, good to have you back. Could you take us through the atmosphere during the vote?
Of course, good to be here, Sylvie. I've got to say, the room was certainly packed, but rather mellow. We had some folks express their opposition, of course, to the plan, but certainly all in a civil manner. The motion itself passed with just a few amendments, mostly minor changes to language and consistency. And after the final vote, there appeared to be a majority of folks in the room applauding in support.
We also know some residents are still opposed to this plan. They're, of course, concerned about potential gentrification. But how does that all work?
That's a good question. And there's really two parts to this. One, those residents are worried that high-density projects will attract realtors who want to build things like high-rises and luxury condominiums, since those types of buildings by design are high-density. They argue this would push many low-income families out of Evanston. That's the first part. The second part that multiple folks took issue with is a clause within the plan that would allow developers to essentially create these higher-density projects while bypassing traditional city approval from the city. That being said, I do want to remind our folks at home that it's not all doom and gloom. One attendee I spoke with, in fact, says that she hopes the city will regulate who can and cannot develop these high-density projects, potentially avoiding the fears of gentrification altogether.
And how have council members responded to the criticism?
That's right. So I spoke with Sean Isles, alderman of Evanston's 3rd Ward. Now, Isles admitted that the housing plan is just a theory, but one he defended as the most economically sound and as a product of months of debate with other council members and conversations with the community. On top of that, Isles said that the comprehensive plan is, quote, aspirational, and what that means is it's only meant to provide a roadmap for zoning and housing. But the real change happens through the zoning code, which itself has to go through several approval processes by various committees. You have the Housing and Community Development Committee, the Land Use Commission, and finally through City Council, where members are sure to hash out things with community input in mind. All that to say, Sylvie, there's a reason why the process takes 20 years.
Thanks, Philip.
Evanston Skokie School District 65 officially voted last Thursday to close Kingsley Elementary School at the end of this school year. This after months of debate over how to address ongoing budget shortfalls. The district says it opted to close the school as part of efforts to cut between $10 and $15 million from its budget after running deficits for several years. Emotions ran high at Wednesday's hearing when a former Kingsley parent was escorted out after speaking beyond the 3-minute public comment limit. Kingsley now joins Bessie Rhodes School of Global Studies, also set to close at the end of this school year.
Even as we move further away from the holidays, online shopping stays in season. But for some, those front door deliveries can quickly disappear. NNN's Raksha J. Kumar spoke to local law enforcement about mail and package theft and the steps you can take to avoid becoming a victim.
According to the Chicago Sun-Times, in 2025, Chicago was ranked the #1 city for porch pirating. These thefts affect the Evanston area as well. Evanston Police Department Commander Ryan Glue says that while no specific area is being targeted, some are more susceptible than others.
If you're in an area with a lot of single-family homes, what's the benefit there? The packages are unsecured, typically left on a doorstep or inside a door. So that's relatively easy.
Commander Glue says there may be an uptick in mail theft during the winter. It typically gets darker earlier and not as many potential witnesses are outside. EPD encourages everyone to report if their mail has been stolen, but these cases can be difficult to investigate.
When we get a report, we investigate it like anything else. And so a lot of times those investigations, they don't have a lot to go on and they're not solved.
This is why Commander Glue advises people to take preventative measures. Making sure someone is home when deliveries are made, getting a doorbell camera, or getting packages delivered to work are all steps in the right direction.
All those measures will decrease, like I said, we talked about things being very opportunistic. You're looking to take opportunity away or decrease opportunity.
U.S. Postal Inspector Azariah Foxworth says thieves can also be searching to get a hold of sensitive information.
Our social security numbers, our dates of birth, that's very important information. I mean, you could buy houses, do all kinds of things. So the reason why I say mail theft should be taken seriously is because you want to be as proactive as possible in preventing potential mail theft, mail fraud, and identity theft, which is the big one.
According to the U.S. Postal Inspection Service, all crimes against the USPS are felonies. Offenders can potentially face prison time. Raksha J. Kumar, Northwestern News Network.
EPD Commander Ryan Glue says anyone can be a victim of these crimes. He urges residents to report suspicious activity and call 911 if they see a theft in progress, while also taking preventative measures seriously.
The Democratic Party of Evanston failed to endorse a candidate in the race for Illinois' 9th Congressional District after a vote Saturday. Party rules require a 2/3 majority for an official endorsement, and no candidate reached that threshold. The race includes Evanston Mayor Daniel Biss, State Senator Laura Fine, and journalist and influencer Kat Abagazale. Biss led the field, earning 53% of the vote. That puts him well ahead of the other candidates, but still short of the number needed for an official endorsement. The new Trier Democrats, which represent communities just north of Evanston, also announced they will not endorse a candidate in the 9th District race.
The deaths of 2 U.S. citizens, Alex Preddy and Renee Good, in Minneapolis have heightened tensions between protesters and U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement in Minnesota and nationwide. Here in Evanston, many gathered at a vigil to mourn the loss of Preddy and Good, honor other lives impacted by ICE, and voice their opposition. Over 100 gathered at Fountain Square in chilling temperatures Sunday to support the local immigrant community. Speakers shared additional stories in English and Spanish of people impacted by ICE, including a 5-year-old Minnesota boy, Liam Ramos, who was taken from a Minneapolis suburb and is being held in a Texas detention center with his father. Participants chanted "ICE out," protesting the agency's aggression. 2 Northwestern students helped lead a song and called for increased action from other NU students.
In many ways, when ICE was here recently, there was a lot of fear in how they were engaging and interacting, and a lot of people were taking in a very short time. That could have been any one of us who stood in and helped. We could have been shot, we could have been killed. And I think that's why communities like us are speaking up to say we're not going to tolerate that, and we're not afraid, and we have to continue fighting.
As ICE operations continue across the country, a Department of Homeland Security budget bill, which allocates millions more to ICE, passed in the House and now moves to the Senate ahead of Congress's January 30 budget deadline. Coming up, we go behind the scenes of a student-produced musical, a powerful story of family and healing.
Trying to work my way out of the prison system was the most difficult challenge of my life. It only became tangible once I became a Northwestern student.
One, two, three, four.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. Northwestern students debuted a fully student-written musical this past weekend. Arts Alliance and Wave Productions presented Walk Along. Our Darcy Bankole got a front row seat at the show that takes audiences on a journey through loss, family, and healing.
Walk Along is a story that explores the world of loss and grief. For director Quinn Kennedy, the show was deeply personal.
This musical touches on a lot of themes that I'm very interested in, themes of pilgrimage, themes of siblinghood, themes of just like that relationship and the unconditional love that comes with siblings. That's something that I really wanted to explore, and I was very, very excited to take on with this project.
This is Kennedy's first time solo directing.
At Northwestern, what I really loved is getting to explore new sides of theater like directing and working with my peers who are so incredible. I think theater just brings together the most talented people from all different backgrounds with all different skill sets, and I absolutely love working with them every time.
The three-person play features a trio of siblings. Actress Kiki Keith plays June, the youngest sibling, who is revealed as a ghost toward the end of the play.
Well, June is the youngest of three siblings, and so am I, so I feel like we connect on that level. She also has like this optimism to her, which is so fun to play around with, even though she is kind of like a ghost for most of the show.
The siblings are taking a journey along the Camino of Santiago, which is a system of ancient pilgrimage routes across Spain. Playwriter Maggie Monday Odom walked the Camino herself in 2022.
I found this video of myself that I took while I was walking, and I said, oh my gosh, I want to write something about this someday. So that was so lovely and serendipitous. I think it's such a cool, unique location and unique space where people come together from around the world and from different walks of life and from different points of view on religion and faith and belief, and get to be together.
For audience member Ryan Lee,
and the show definitely didn't disappoint. It really got me, and it was like a beautiful story about like spirituality and family and healing. So I really enjoyed it.
Walk Along, a journey worth taking. Darcy Bankole, Northwestern News Network.
Wave Productions is a student-run theater company focused on developing student-created work, while Arts Alliance is one of Northwestern's oldest student arts organizations.
Campus comedians took the stage this past Friday, braving the cold to deliver a night of laughs at what organizers called the biggest stand-up event of the quarter. NNN's Callie Proctor was there.
Northwestern's premier stand-up comedy club, The Setup, joined forces with off-campus comedy club The Praddock to host Send Lunas this past Friday. Marketed as the biggest stand-up comedy event of the quarter, the free, open-to-all show hoped to get more people involved in the university stand-up scene.
I think Northwestern is a campus full of hilarious people, and I think more people should see that, and more people should perform as well. So we're just trying to get the word out, get more stand-up comedians, more fans of stand-up comedy, and let you know if you like that stuff, it's here on and off campus.
The sign-up process for the show was simple. Just fill out a Google form with your name, contact info, and when in the show you would like to go. First-year student Haley Wong felt that the open nature of the event made it easy for more casual comedians like her to take part.
I think it's so great that this event gave people a platform to just try out something new, whether, someone is trying out comedy for one of their first times, or they're really experienced, or they've, done a million shows at the Praddock or anything like that.
That's one thing that both the Setup and the Praddock emphasized about Send Lunas and all of their shows.
We definitely do have some people who are experienced in stand-up, but we really are open to anyone. So if you just want to come by, try jokes, or even just listen, we'd be happy to have you.
The Setup also has meetings from 8 to 9 p.m. on Thursdays, and the Praddock hosts shows every Monday at 9:30 p.m. Callie Proctor, Northwestern News Network.
The show drew a full crowd Friday night.
Turning to university finances, the Trump administration says $330 million in federal funding has been restored to Northwestern. With that funding back in place, NU has moved forward with several construction projects, including renovations to the Jacobs Center to create a social sciences and global affairs hub, and the opening of Luna's Pub and Grill in Norris University Center. The university has also reinstated previous employee benefits, including 90% off tuition for Northwestern employees after widespread community backlash over its temporary removal. Looking ahead to fiscal year 2027, Northwestern says a top priority will be increasing faculty and staff salaries.
After the break, I'll break down how long this cold snap is sticking around.
I'm Kelly McEvers, founding host of the NPR podcast Embedded.
I'm James Edwards, host of the Unresolved podcast from Frontline.
I'm Antonia Cereijido, former senior producer of Anything for Selena podcast and current executive producer at Elias Studios.
My narrative, since I've been locked up and kind of made my transition, has been like redemption, accountability.
When I come into the classroom environment, every individual that sits amongst me takes education seriously.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Welcome back. Marcella, another round of bitter cold is moving in.
That's right, and those sub-zero temperatures aren't going anywhere just yet. Emmanuel Perez Martinez is here in studio with this week's forecast. Emmanuel, are there any warm days up ahead?
Well, we can start seeing a slow increase in temperatures, but the temperatures will be in the teens this week. Currently, it is 9 degrees, clear with dry conditions. We do have a slight breeze, allowing for those feels-like temperatures to be at -2 degrees. For the rest of the night, our temperatures will slowly decrease into the single digits, and by midnight, we could see that 0-degree mark hitting. Looking at our temperatures across Chicagoland, we are experiencing relatively similar temperatures. It is 9 degrees in Evanston, it is 13 degrees in downtown Chicago, it is 9 degrees in Schaumburg, and it is 9 degrees in Naperville. Looking at our wide shot of our regional weather radar, we have a high pressure system out west, allowing for those clear skies and calm conditions here in Chicagoland. Onto our 5-day forecast. It is cold, but we have a slow upward trend in temperatures. Starting off on Wednesday, clear skies with a high temperature of 18 degrees with a wind chill of -10. Thursday, mainly clear skies with a high of 16. Starting off our weekend on Friday, we have an increasing possibility of lake effect snow showers with a temperature of 14 degrees. Saturday, starting off our day cloudy, and then those skies will become clear with a temperature of 16. Then Sunday, partly cloudy skies, and finally our temperatures reaching in the upper 20s.
Thank you, Emmanuel. Stay up to date with his weather updates on our Instagram at @NNN_news.
Now for an update on the latest in Northwestern research. Northwestern scientists say residential wood burning is a major and often overlooked source of winter air pollution in the U.S. While only about 2% of homes use wood as their primary heat, researchers found it accounts for more than 1/5 of Americans' wintertime exposure to fine particulate pollution. The study links that pollution to about 8,600 premature deaths each year.
Northwestern researchers have developed a first-of-its-kind device that can continuously track a fetus's vital signs while still in the uterus. The robotic probe is the smallest of its kind to date, able to simultaneously measure heart rate, blood oxygen levels, and fetal temperatures. Researchers say this could give surgeons a clearer picture of fetal distress, allowing for faster intervention when complications arise.
Northwestern dance groups brought the house to life this weekend. Graffiti dancers and Tonic Tap marked their 12th annual Graphonics show Rewind. NNN's Shauna Polster has more.
The Graffiti Dancers and Tonic Tap gave 4 performances of Graphonics Rewind on Friday and Saturday to a full house at the Wirtz Center for Performing Arts.
Graphonics is a joint dance show between Graffiti Dancers and Tonic Tap. This is our 12th annual Graphonics performance, so it's an honored tradition that both dance groups really love.
The show is entirely student choreographed and is the result of months of planning and practice.
So for the show, we started rehearsing for it in October, and each dance has a weekly rehearsal, and then starting the Monday before the show, we have Tech Week, and so we rehearse for longer and try to put the show all together, and it's just really special seeing everything come together.
The groups performed 13 dances, ranging in style from jazz to tap to hip-hop. They danced to songs from various decades, taking the audience back in time.
We have a lot of different songs from throughout all of time, basically. And so we have Toto, we have Bruno Mars, we have all kinds of stuff throughout the show.
While each group will have more individual performances this year, Graphonics is the one time a year where these 2 dance groups collaborate on one show.
My favorite part about Graphonics is just seeing the 2 groups coming together to put on a show, and even though we do have such different styles that we do, it's super fun just getting to do it all together.
Some audience members had to find seats on the floor because so many Northwestern students, friends, and family came to watch the performers unite for their shared passion, dance. Shauna Polster, Northwestern News Network.
If you missed the show, both groups say more performances are on the way.
This past weekend, Northwestern's Dolphin Show made a splash as they opened their 83rd annual production in Conn Auditorium. This year's show was the musical Footloose. It's the largest student-produced musical in the country. Over 150 undergrads, including sound technicians, designers, musicians, and actors, worked together to produce it. Student choreographers Maya Shelton and Marcella Tracy spent months on the musical numbers.
We wanted to do as much of the show together as we could instead of like splitting the songs. It's really every single number I would say has both of our touches. which is really exciting. And then as the show has went on, I think it's kind of been the same thing, both of us adding like our personal styles, then also like seeing how we can make like one cohesive style together.
There are still 2 more performances at 7:30 p.m. this upcoming Friday and Saturday.
Up next, meet the dog who brings comfort and relaxation to students on campus.
My relationship with Giannis is unique. We're from the same country, we're from the same city. Being a Northwestern alum, I think, has tremendous advantages in the sports industry. To me, that community, it's been with me for 20 plus years.
Ready, set, piano!
Wellness at Northwestern School of Education and Social Policy is getting a year-round refresh, and it comes with 4 paws. NNN's Chelsea Robinson went to one of CESP's most popular events, Therapy Dog Thursday, to see how students are finding a little extra comfort during winter quarter.
After years of hosting a week-long wellness program during spring quarter, the School of Education and Social Policy is shifting its focus toward year-round wellness. One of those efforts is Therapy Dog Thursday. The monthly event features Winnie, who brings much-needed comfort to students during the winter quarter.
You know, we know that dogs actually relieve stress, like chemically they can change their composition in our brains. And so I think they wanted, as part of a wellness program, start bringing in therapy dogs to do that. And Winnie is my personal dog. I'm on faculty here, and we are therapy trained. We go to schools, hospitals, and so forth. And so I said, rather than using like an external organization, how about I just bring Winnie in? Go say hi.
For master student Gabriela Alves, attending Therapy Dog Thursday carries a deeper meaning, a sense of nostalgia for her own dog.
I had a dog, which, dog people are kind of drawn to it, but also, especially with the code and the stress of assignments and groups and work and all of those things, it's just like nice to, and dogs just have this magic of bringing you to their present moment, and you kind of delete everything else.
For many students feeling the pressure of winter quarter, seeing Winnie had a similar effect, reducing stress to something simple.
I would describe Winnie as a small, amazing dog wearing a t-shirt, and who doesn't love that?
Chelsea Robinson, Northwestern News Network.
Professor Douthit says she hopes Winnie will become a regular resident therapy dog at CESP. Sylvie, have you seen these therapy dogs at Northwestern?
I met some my freshman year during library, like pre-renovation. I don't know if they'd be allowed in now. What about you?
I haven't seen them yet, but I really need to see them. They look so cute.
Yeah, oh my gosh. And that's all the time we have for tonight.
Join us next week for an additional show at 8 p.m. Noticiero Northwestern, our premier Spanish newscast. Until then, I'm Marcela Cano.
And I'm Sylvie Slotkin. Have a good night.